I try not to talk super loud because Casey's currently napping upstairs. Let's try to. All right, I think we're golden. Anyways, listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve. For people watching this in the future, like I said, I don't really got too much of a plan today. Just gonna chit chat. Maybe we'll work on cleaning up some more stuff down here for a few before I decide to go to bed. Hey, Dillis Don. Hey, Apex. Just like a couple of updates randomly right now. Motherboard came in, so I can finally start working on 3D printing stuff. Hopefully, again tomorrow morning, I gotta install the new motherboard. Hopefully, this solves my issue. We played D&D. I didn't know that one. That's sweet though. My brother plays D&D on Sundays. I haven't played D&D since like end of high school, which was a while ago. So I was that was what, 2004? Last time I played Dungeons and Dragons. We were gonna try to do the Lord of the Rings one while we were doing the Dungeons and Dragons, and didn't even remotely make it. Like, I think we made it like 3 days into the campaign, and then we all just kind of went and did our own things and never came back to it. Those are good times though. Still don't really understand fully how to play the game. I played as a barbarian, and I think we made it through one dungeon fully, which took a couple weeks. And then that campaign ended up going on the wayside because he ended up getting annoyed with us, so we all died. I think it was more the DM's fault than anything. Why we never really got around to doing much, but it is what it is. I've always been more of a Magic the Gathering kind of dude. I like my card games. Like, I still got a bunch of them because I played the wrestling card game, Raw Deal. I played a lot. Went to a lot of tournaments for that one. That was a good time. I still play Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh. I remember the Yu Hakusho card game. That was a messed up card game. It's cool, but it was kind of broken. What else? Dragon Ball Z. The old original Dragon Ball Z card game was really sweet. I went to some tournaments with that one quite a bit. And then, hopefully tomorrow will be the video kind of going over this game. Because I got Destroying the Value video of, I bought this a little while ago at a vintage like an antique shop that had some toys, and they randomly had one of these hanging out in the box for pretty cheap, so I decided to grab it. So that was cool. Because I used to play a lot of that too. Didn't do as many tournaments for that one. That one I played with local people. Or local people, a few friends played it. Funny enough, I was really into that game, but honestly, it was probably one of the ones I didn't get to play that often. I mainly just liked the little pieces, and some of them I even repainted back in the day, which I guess sort of got me into the whole action figure painting, customizing. It was probably my first instance of doing that was with those guys. Because I want to say I did them better, but back then the paint job, it wasn't it was better than what was on the figure originally. It was just a different color. So that was a good time. Yeah, the motherboard just showed up, so I can start working on that. I've been working on that Ultra Mantiga Kaiju that I can't remember its name. He's almost good to paint. Pretty close. Been doing random 30 minutes to an hour upstairs on him past few days. Gotten a lot of progress on him. His legs are almost done. His arms have been done. His head's pretty much done too. It's mainly just finishing the upper body, and a couple of the back pieces of the leg is really where I'm at with that guy. And there's a few other customs I'm going to be starting here in the near future. Because once the printers are going, I can start doing some more scanning, which is what I've been wanting to do. I made some smoke effects for the SH Monster Arts Burning Godzilla, because I just want some smoke effects for mine. Also got to order some more resin so I can get some more stuff back up on the Etsy. Double checking. It's been a pretty quiet chat so far. Okay, just double checking. It's not like there's that many people watching anyways, so just making sure. Don't want to keep rambling on and somebody's asking questions or what have you. Because what? There's a bunch of Anguruses coming. So I'll be working on those. We'll probably be doing a few of those on the channel because we're converting one of these into what is it? 55. We're converting one into a Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla version and doing some battle damage for the head. The 55 one's gonna be the interesting one. Yeah, the Burning Godzilla, it's still one of the best ones for Monster Arts. I have the OG release that doesn't have the smoke effects. That's why I'm meaning to make my own. And then figure people want to buy it, they can buy the smoke effects. So I'll make them available on the Etsy too while I'm at it. So I'm just going to use the same smoke that I used for the Kiryu, like the same resin mixture, and I'll just paint them up. So that's the plan there. And then I can start working on some other stuff. Because I got a bunch of those Ultraman Kaijus I got to resize. There's the Five Nights at Freddy one I have to work on. Hopefully tomorrow I got to start getting some puppets made too for Halloween. I'm probably gonna start on the puppet and then work on a few random ones here and there. I don't think I'm gonna get time because I've been meaning to make some killer tomatoes, and I want to make a really big one. I don't think I'm gonna get around to making a big one before Halloween, or at least not before Halloween camping, which is where I'm gonna primarily use them. But I'm hopping back and forth because I think the tomatoes I can get a bunch done relatively quickly and hopefully inexpensively because I'm probably going to be trying to get into the doctor sometime this week because I think I've messed up my rib cage. So today I haven't been super productive. Today was catching up on some anime. I made my first attempt at altering a magic card, which I think came out pretty good. It's on my Instagram right now. Because I'd show you, but nobody needs to see some fat. But like I'm all taped up right here right now. Because a long time ago I injured my rib muscles, and they never really healed right. So I can't really lay on this side. Otherwise, it kind of feels like there's like a softball hanging out. And past few days, it's been really bugging me again. So I think I messed it up. And I wasn't going to go to the urgent care today, but I know what's going to happen if I go there. They're going to be like, get some x-rays. Well, you're going to have to go get an MRI. Pay us. And then I'm still going to go see my doctor, which I'm going to have to pay them to go get. Then I'm going to have to go get the MRI. And I might as well just go see the doctor and go get the stupid thing. So I'm just waiting on that. So that'll be fun. So because the other option is I kind of, if I don't do the killer tomatoes, I might make some more critters. Because that'd be the other thing I could do with the Halloween camping is just make some critters. Just take the critters with me and we can just kind of litter them around. As long as it's not raining, they could be outside. Problem is the critter takes a little more time. Granted, actually I'll grab him because he hasn't been in enough videos. So like I said, I think killer tomatoes are definitely gonna be a lot faster, and I only plan on making one puppet, maybe two. I'm just debating on which puppet I want to do. I'm thinking about doing the fuzzy tomato. I think is what I kind of want to do. Because I don't know if I really want to scare kids this year. This guy would be more the one I would probably be wanting to terrify children with if I was going to mess around with it. Because I could do the same setup as I plan on doing with the tomato. Is where I just kind of want to have like dead body, and then I could just work the tomato while still being able to see. And I could do the same thing with him. He could just hang out on my lap and just talk to people. Just makes funny grunting sounds. Although I don't know if I do that or have the hair off his head. Ah! But like I said, I kind of want to make some more of these. But I'm not 100% if I want to make more puppets or if I want to just make little statues. If I make little statues, I might try to put them on the Etsy. Make some for sale if I make statues, because I'll probably 3D print them and then make them and then just fuzz them up and paint them. would be the plan. So I would probably just like sculpt a naked Krite and then print the naked Krite and do all the fun stuff with that. Yeah, he still one. He's probably my favorite thing I've made, for sure. And just like everything I have, I'm contemplating on selling them because I gotta look. Another thing is I gotta start looking for a car. It crossed my mind that I could just put him up. Yeah, it'd have to be something crittery still. And it's hard to do the box, especially with his size. His size, and I still kind of worry about his arms being smacked into a little too hard. I think would still probably damage them. Because how I did his arms is they're hot glued on, and then I just put a bunch of latex over top of it, and that is what keeps it connected to the body. So if you yank on too hard, you could probably break the resin and rip, or the latex and rip them off. I had that problem with a finger, but he does have wired fingers, so they can adjust a little bit. The other thing is, I kind of wish I could have got his legs a little bit straighter. He will stand if you sit him down. I still have to eventually get a stand. Currently, he kind of just hangs out behind the TV back there with dope. Oh, what the hell is his name? Daffy, the Daffy Gremlin. Yeah, so I love this thing. He turned out really good for just originally be couch, very much a couch cushion. He's pretty much a couch cushion, some latex, some wooden eyeballs or wooden dowel balls, and some crafting foam, all slapped together, and a lot of baby powder. Funny enough, a lot of baby powder used for him. Because if I was going to do, because what I want to do at my house is you don't have much of a front yard, so I thought it'd be kind of funny to put in the yard, have like the spaceship kind of stuck in the ground, have that in my front yard, and have the critters kind of just hanging out on the porch. I think would be super sweet. Not a lot of people know what they are, but I don't want to. But I wouldn't want to put puppets out there. So that's where the whole sculpting and doing some 3D prints of them, I think, would be really beneficial. Make a couple of designs, because if I sculpt one, I'd have the body, and then it's just doing like different faces. Would be the hard part. So it'd be like sculpt the one, make the face, sculpt another, and then pretty much adjust the mouth, rescan it, adjust the mouth, rescan it. I could also probably just do it on Blender too, to be fair. Let's probably do like closed mouth, open mouth, and maybe like one other one with a different face, like do like 3 of them, and then just make multiples of them and just have them kind of all over the place. I think would be cool. Because the other one would be is making the because they curl up into balls and roll around. It'd be kind of cool to be able to rig something like that. I have an idea of how to do it on the porch. Like you do it kind of like a loop system. And make it look like it's like rolling across the porch back and forth. But I have to sit down and like literally figure that one out. But the 3D printing part, I don't think would be too bad. I just don't know if I could get enough of it. I definitely, if I start sculpting it now, I could probably have it done by the end of the week. More than likely. Because I wouldn't have to make, like, I could make the sculpture whatever size and then just blow it up. Depending, it's just got to be able to fit on my printer. Problem is, it's probably going to take me like a week to print a critter. Unless I try to get some people to help me. Which could be a possibility. Because then it'd just be like, hey, if you want to print a critter, by all means, just don't sell them. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Like I said, I'm still leaning towards just doing the tomatoes for now, and then I can use the tomatoes here. Because there's definitely no way I'm getting a spaceship made this year between having to fix the car and probably going to the doctors or what have you, while still keeping up with releases. So that's that. So, like I said, we might be doing some more Killer Tomato stuff on the channel. Well, not more, starting to do some Killer Tomato stuff. It's between that or Critters. Do some more Crites. Because I know they were talking about not even maybe like a lot of the places up there are going to be decorating a lot this year. So she told me not to really worry about it. Still kind of want to do it though. I got a bunch of upholstery foam. I still got that Godzilla I got to finish working on too. Maybe that's what I'll work on tomorrow while I'm upstairs. I'm debating because I only have so much latex hanging around. So it's like either saving it for some of the tomato things or working on the Godzilla. Undecided yet. Because to be honest, if I just sculpt the tomatoes, I don't really need to. Whatchamacallit? I don't really need the latex for it. I could probably just make them out of foam for fun. Kind of waiting for more of the Halloween stuff to come in because if I could just buy like fake pumpkins and then turn them into killer tomatoes, that's really what I'd like to do. Just go over top, like use them as a frame and then go over top of that and mess with that. I think would be really sweet and would save me a lot of time and money. Because I spend like $10 on a fake tomato, it's probably cheaper than buying the foam and all the or fake pumpkin than trying to bulk it up with like fake foam and what have you. Anything else exciting? Can't think of too much. Hey Art, happy birthday by the way. Just saw that not too long ago on your Facebook. Pre-orders wise, I haven't pre-ordered too much. There's the Haya Godzilla, which is on Calcus currently. Link in description if you guys are interested. There's the Atomic 2002. Pre-ordered that one. Canceled my original pre-order for the OG version because I'd rather have the Atomic one since I already have the Monster Arts one anyways. For my Bunny Girl figures, there's the other Overlord character went up for pre-order. Pre-ordered that. I saw some stuff came in recently. Those more just like some Sega statues from Dress Up Darling, Vega from Street Fighter. I think that was about it. I had to cancel a couple things because again, got to worry about buying some stuff. And well, if you guys have ever seen Konosuba, there was a large pop-up parade coming out of Whis from the series. I really like the character, and it'd be cool to have a big one. But I think it's one of those I would much rather have her because I have like all the Konosuba figures I have are either bunny girls, essentially, or the figures. So I'd rather have her in that same spectrum if I'm buying a statue. So I decided to cancel it. Even though I don't have a representation of the character. Would be cool, but I'm just going to skip and hopefully some other company will be making one. I know something I pre-ordered a bunch of things, but I can't remember what they were. It's kind of bugging me now. I also think it was anime related, but failed to leave an impression in my head, I guess. So I want to say I got them at Big Bad. Big Bad's where I pre-ordered them at. Because they were cheap. Oh, as I say, I had to get the Fallout figures recently, but that one I had to do Entertainment Earth. Hey, Ice Cream. How's it going tonight? So yeah, then we finally got to review this chick, which is super exciting. We got the Anger's review done too. I gotta do some photography for him. That'll probably be Monday. I'm gonna try to get this guy relatively set up. Probably gotta do a skip for his video. I'm not 100%. Oh yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, did the one go for pre-order? I think they're releasing Destroy It, but it has a beam. But I think that one went out for pre-order already. Should totally watch anime. Anime is great. Ooh, I guess it depends on what you're more into. My current go-tos, if you're looking for just like a generically really good anime, is probably Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, or Freerun is a new one. Freerun's a really good one, especially if you like the fantasy like Lord of the Ringsy genre. I honestly haven't really watched too much Death Note myself. I tried watching it, wasn't really my thing, but I know a lot of people are into that one. It's kind of like whatever, like what genres you're really into. Like if you like sci-fi, if you like rom coms, if you like comedies, if you're more of like a fighting action kind of what they call shonens is essentially like what I lump into that. If you like superhero stuff, there's even like animes for that now. It's even a Power Ranger style anime. The Go Go Loser Ranger, that one's a fun one. It also depends on what streaming platforms you got too. Is what you got access to. My current go-tos for anime is Crunchyroll's the big one I watch stuff on. Periodically, I watch some stuff on Netflix or Amazon Prime. Not too much on Hulu, sadly. I think the last one I watched on Hulu was. Oh, why can't I remember the name now? It was actually really good. Like physical, good man, or gal, not 100%, but or whichever. Yeah, I would say like Freerun and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood are just like both like generically good series. Not even like if you like anime, they're just good series. Because there's a lot of them. Like you kind of got to be in sort of into anime to really get into. Also, some really good ones like Attack on Titan's really good, but I would say it's a little bit more hardcore than like your average anime. It's definitely got a lot more like darker premises. Yeah, 'cause a lot of my favorite animes are really hard to recommend for somebody that hasn't watched anime already. It was like a classic ones like Yu Yu Hakusho. That's still my favorite one. But that one's like very anime. It's in the same realm as like Dragon Ball Z, but I just like enjoy it a little bit more. Here rankings. So if I was gonna rank, One Piece is probably my least favorite out of the bunch. I just couldn't get into it. I tried like early on. It's one of those series I hear gets better as you watch it. I just I couldn't do it. And I'm just not a big fan of the art style to begin with either. Then would probably be JoJo. Would be my next least favorite. I actually enjoyed JoJo. There was a certain point of the series it kind of fell off for me a bit, but I do like it just because it's super over the top. Like it's one of the most like crazy out there animes. But like I said, it definitely has like its ups and downs though. Then would probably be My Hero Academia. Ooh, actually, it's a tough one. I think overall, I feel bad, but I probably would put My Hero above Attack on Titan for me at least, because I do like me a good shonen anime, and My Hero Academia is really good. Attack on Titan is, I would say, is arguably the better anime, but it's less rewatchable for me. If that makes sense, My Hero Academia is a little bit more rewatchable in that sense, and I tend to come back and rewatch scenes more than I do on Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan was like one of those like it's an awesome experience the first time, and that's really all I needed. And then finally, One Punch Man. One Punch Man is just great. It's got good animation. Well, at least season one especially has really good animation. It's funny. Uh, it's also really fast paced too, which I definitely appreciate. The manga's really good for One Punch Man. The one who watches Godzilla, I'm sorry. Singular Point was solid. I like Singular Point. The OG Netflix movie ones, no. We need to redo our like best and worst Godzilla list at some point. I don't think I would redo all. We would go through all of them. But I would just probably be like top 10 best and worst. And the movie ones are easily my least favorite thing. Subbed or dubbed depends on what it is. There's certain things I like the subs a lot better, and there's certain things I like the dubs a lot better. Like for instance, Full Metal Alchemist, the dub is phenomenal. Dragon Ball Z, like Dragon Ball, I can only watch the dubbed. I can't watch the Japanese bugs me. It's usually a lot of older ones. Like Yu Yu Hakusho, the dub's really good. Cowboy Bebop, the dub's really good. Newer ones, Dan to Dan, I like the dub for. Kaiju's, and then some that are fine. It's like Kaiju number 8, dub's fine. I kind of prefer the Japanese a little bit better. Dress Up Darling, I love the Japanese for that one. G Gundam is like just like around my office. Like G Gundam is one I really like the dubbed, even though it's super corny, but I love the dub. Cyberpunk the dub solid. Tenchimuyo, I like the dub better. Evangelion, I like the dub better. Konosuba. Konosuba is one I actually like the Japanese more. My Hero is another one I like the Japanese a lot more. Generally speaking, I think a lot of rom coms I prefer the Japanese a lot more. Yeah, we watched the Terminator one. It was good. It was solid. I liked it quite a bit. We actually just watched the third episode today of Aliens. So far, I've been liking that one a lot. I don't know if Arnez has edited the video. We actually did a video not that long ago, and I have to bug him because we reviewed the first two episodes and the third one's out now. So we got to get that video up ASAP because we got to film talking about the third episode. I feel like. Yeah, to be honest, I forgot about it too. We watched it the one time. I was like, yeah, this is sweet. Moved on with my life. Um, I feel like for anime, there's definitely like if you have like there's people that are like, yeah, they have a strong bias because if you don't like cartoon stuff in general, you're not gonna like anime, right? But if you're fine with the cartoon stuff, I think it's a lot easier. Like it's really easy to get into anime then. And then there's also like you can be in anime casually, or you can be like someone like me that's a little bit like that's pretty much all I watch. I watch anime, wrestling, and movies with the occasional live action thing sprinkled here and there. Like I'm watching the Alien series right now. That's currently the only live action series I'm watching though, outside of again wrestling and anime. And anime is usually like Sundays, like or Saturday is the day I usually catch up on all my anime. You've heard of NECA? Hold up, hold up, hold up. Heminya, 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 Heminya. That one right there. We definitely got a few around here. Oh, you talking about the little dude Godzilla with the mask? That little figure? I did see that. I'm not worrying about it, but I thought they're kind of neat, just not really up my alley. To be fair, I did see that. Maybe just putting those out. I saw those. And I was just like, that's just tailor made for me, right? I am I am obligated to pick up those things when they come out. because I love me some TNT, TMNT. You guys know how I feel about Godzilla. Just I need it. Yeah, it's one of those like it's cool. Because there's that one. The Jaws one was sweet. I've seen the Jaws one. I haven't seen the Godzilla one yet in person. Hey, Lady Draco. Yeah, like I say, if you already like animated style or animated series from back in the day, like I say, I feel like anime is just kind of like the natural progression for you. Especially if you like Teen Titan. Like Teen Titan takes a lot of inspiration from a lot of Japanese stuff, for sure. Also, not a sponsor. Just as a heads up. Ugh. Earl Sinclair, yeah, actually got his figures hanging out behind a bunch of pile of boxes over there. Him and Baby. Yeah, Teen Titans great. Didn't really, yeah, as I said, I didn't watch too much Teen Titan Go. To be fair, yeah, I think it's one of those weird things where it's just like, uh, they take like a known property and just try to make it more like other shows at the time, and it's just, I don't know. I don't think it translated as well for me. Yeah, not the mama. I remember tormenting my poor mother with the stuffed animal baby from back in the day where it had like the pull string and it said all the quotes, as I would like rip that thing constantly in the car. My mom threatened to throw it out the door, the car window, the one time. That'll take a hot minute. Actually, if you're watching DC stuff and you want to see if you want to get into anime, watch the Isekai one, Suicide Squad Isekai. It's on HBO Max, I believe. If you hate that, you're good. Don't even bother watching it. Like if you watch that, you're like, this isn't my cup of tea. Because I feel that has like it's pretty much just like a shonen. It's literally an anime, but it's very like shonen isekai genre. And I feel like if you can get into that series, you can get into a lot of anime. Custom Contra. I know we talked about doing one before on the Discord. Didn't really get around to like trying to make it happen. But if somebody wants it done, I'm more than willing to slap some Mothra rings on a King Kong figure, and we'll figure it out. But yeah, if you've seen the other Suicide Squad stuff, check it out. I liked it. It's actually probably my favorite Harley Quinn. I love the design of of Harley Quinn in that one. All the characters are great in that one, though. I know some people were like hit and miss with that series, but I thought it was pretty enjoyable. Oh yeah, but the NECA Godzilla's officially been discontinued forever. But as we see, they still have a license because we're getting like those Ben Cooper figures, which I think is still cool. Yeah, I enjoy me some NECA lately. Like I said, I think they're getting a little too expensive for my liking for certain things. Like I said, I'm obligated to buy some stuff. Like I bought. He's probably the most recent NECA figure I got. Is the Scorched Alien, and then sadly his tail just broke recently, so I had to fix his tail. He at his price, I still think is fine because he actually came with some stuff. But there's been quite a few NECA figures where they're like upcharged but come with less things, and it's just like kind of roll your eyes a bit. It's getting like that with the last Ronin turtle figures where they're like 45, $50 and come with barely anything. Yeah, no, I don't think they should be in the $50 range. 40 was already kind of pushing me. 50, it's gonna be. I'm gonna be getting super selective. Because I definitely want the Badlands Predators stuff when if they make that Alien Earth, if they make some things, I might grab it. Mainly the Alien. It'd be cool to have the Alien. Like I said, Turtles. If they make more as things that were actually in the movie, I'd be way more inclined to buy. And unique Glass Rodent stuff. That's pretty much all for NECA. I kind of want to get the Art the Clown. I think would be kind of cool from Terrorizer. I know somebody mentioned it. I don't know if I'm gonna though. It'd be cool. I've been seeing the Elvira and the Commando Elvira floating around. Be kind of tempted on getting that one. Yeah, the Joy Toys are sweet. I just don't want us to get into another line. If I was gonna grab any turtle thing, I would like to get those Ling Ji-hoon ones because they just remind me of the video game, the old fighting game, quite a bit. I dig those. It's just the price points just kills me on those, like $100 a pop. So you're spending $400 to get all turtles. It's hard. Did I say Terrorizer? It's funny because somebody made a comment about our intro having the Terminator. He's like, "Why is Terrorizer in your video?" And I was like, "What do you mean he's in the?" Like, it clicked in my brain. I was like, "Oh yeah, yep, the Arnold. It's the same. I'm pretty sure it's the same Gmod model that my buddy used for that one." Do I still have that green? Oh, the glow in the dark one? No, I sold him a little bit ago. I found out he was getting more expensive, and I was trying to make some room. So the only things I have left from the alien figures is that they had to have been involved in a movie, and only the alien, only the creatures. So I only have the xenomorphs and the predators, but they had to be specifically in a movie. And the predator stuff, I've been a little more. I have to like the design for the predator too. So it has to be in the movie, and I have to enjoy it at least to some extent. The only one I have that I'm still not the biggest fan of is the one from the Predator, because I just really don't like that one. But I have the Assassin Predator because it was just kind of unique and thought it was at least sort of interesting. And then I got the arcade ones. I have all the arcade ones. Yeah, I heard about the General Zod one. That was kind of sad. Oh, the Mezco ones. Those are sweet. I haven't watched Dexter too much. Like I said, I don't get into live action stuff too much. It's one of those things. Like it's like in my wheelhouse of things I just don't really sit down and enjoy all that much outside of certain things. Sadly enough, it's a lot of Disney I watch because it was like the Star Wars live action ones I was watching. Although I haven't seen the last two Star Wars ones, the Acolyte and the whatever you call it, the ghost shit, ghost one, whatever. I haven't seen that one either yet. Wait, it was Aliens. Fallout. Fallout was probably the last one I watched. Fallout was really good. I was gonna say what Red Armor Godzilla. I'm confused. Yeah, the figure was good. Like I said, I was just cutting down on space because I need more shelf space for things, and especially stuff that's gonna be coming in. I got the Hot Toys RoboCop figures on pre-order, so somewhere I gotta figure out where the hell that thing's going. And I'd like it to be in a case. Problem is, I don't even think my cases that I currently got down here would fit them. So you kind of have to be out. If he's out, he's probably got to be somewhere up here. So it's like some of the Power Ranger stuff's going to have to move. And I don't know how that's going to work. Because the Power Ranger stuff oddly takes up a lot of space right now. Top 3 best Disney villains. Ugh. I have to think on that one. Funny enough, I can't. Oh. I should know this because my daughter made me watch it a bunch of times. I like Hans from Frozen because he was just a douche, and I appreciate him. Oh, because this is when I first watched Frozen, and he tells Anna she's not that special and doesn't kiss her, and then he's like, oh, he's the evil one. That got a chuckle out of me, so he has my respect. Is it weird to say Jamba from Stitch? Because he eventually becomes a good guy. I like Jamba. I guess he's I don't know, he's a weird one because he's sort of a bad guy, sort of a good guy. If we're going Disney, technically I get the Alien Queen. It's Disney now. And I just had it in my head. Slipped my mind. And then Darth Vader, because he's also officially Disney. Say he's a good guy. If I was just sticking specifically like old Disney movies. Scar's, yeah, Scar's a good one. Be like Hans, Scar. And probably Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas. I liked him too. I feel like there's probably some other one. Oh, you know what? I can't think of his name. Tim Curry's character from Muppet Treasure Island. He's a good Disney princess. So Long John? That was that his name? Long John? But he was really good in that one. I like that one a lot. I tried to get Casey to watch it, and funny enough, she watched the Muppet Show, but doesn't like the Muppet movies. Even the Muppet Show, she's kind of got to be in a mood for it. She'll point at it once in a while. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that trailer. I just kind of want. It's one of those. I don't really want to know too much more about the movie, but I would. It'd be kind of nice to know what the villain's gonna be. Oh, Hugh Jackman's been good. I also like okay, was Long John Silver? Alright. That's what kept popping into my head because I remember him saying Silver all the time. But that's probably my favorite of the Muppet movies. Muppet Treasure Island. That one's good. Especially the Cabin Fever song. I don't know why, I just love that one. Yeah, when they got that merger, they got so many new Disney princesses. I'm surprised they don't do more of Leia. Leia as a Disney princess and random things. Yeah, he was the hotel. He wasn't a manager, right? Because what was it? Rob Schneider was the bellhop. He was kind of in that same category. Tim Curry's in a lot of stuff. Tim Curry is also in Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. I actually have his character. The great Kilo Khan was voiced by Tim Curry. I just saw that out of the corner of my eye. This alien like refuses to stand. And his little domey thing does not like to stand at all. Like I'm so supported on his legs, it doesn't work. Yep, Firm Gully. There's another good one. Of course, Rocky Horror Picture Show. Clue. Clue's another good one. What's the one where he's the demon? I should know this one too. It's not Labyrinth. Is it Labyrinth? Where he's where he's darkness. Oh yeah, he was a Mighty Max. I forget about that one. It's been so long since I've seen Mighty Max. I loved that show as a kid. Oh yeah, this one is the shirt of all the villains. I can't wear this shirt out in public anymore because it's got some holes in it. My dog randomly put some holes in it, so it's kind of just working around the house shirt. Also Pennywise. He was the first Pennywise. Now, Tim Curry's been in a lot of stuff I've enjoyed. No one will know. It's kind of in a weird spot. Like I said, it's one of those like I have like certain shirts that I just wear around the house, and they're sort of like night shirts slash if I'm painting or doing random work. So this has been relegated to being in that category. Probably not. Tend to not to worry too much about the Transformers stuff anymore. There's a few things I'll buy here and there for Transformers, but kind of few and far between. Currently, I'm more into maybe grabbing some of the other Beast War figures that go with the Masterpiece ones. I would be kind of inclined to pick up, but like I said, my budget's been kind of tight lately. Oh yeah, he was in Congo. Congo's surprised nobody talks about Congo as much as you would think, just because the animatronics in that movie are really good. I like that one growing up, though. I've definitely seen that one probably one too many times. But I always, like I said, I always thought the special effects in that movie were done really sweet. You got the super monkeys. It's like that one in Anaconda. I've probably seen one too many times growing up. Yeah, I love the old Transformers, but we used to collect the vintage ones, and then we stopped buying them because we kind of got all the ones we'd really want, and then they just kind of sat around, and we weren't actively collecting them anymore. And it's one of those things. If I'm not really collecting it, I kind of lose interest in wanting to keep it too. So if I'm not buying stuff, I like in the attempt. Like if I look at other vintage Transformers, and go, yeah, I just don't feel like it. It kind of, like I said, I lose interest. So it didn't hurt my feelings when we ended up getting rid of almost majority of them. We kept the Dinobots. The Dinobots are the only ones that we hung on to because my wife loves them. My wife's more of the Transformer fan than me. I mainly just like Beast Wars and Prime. So I have Beast Wars and Prime. And then the masterpieces are the ones that I picked up. So I got my favorite characters and masterpieces. I still wouldn't mind getting some more in those in that category. But like I said, there's other stuff currently I'm rather would buy. But I could see myself buying more of them so they hang around. It's like Star Wars. Star Wars, I still pick up stuff periodically. So like I have my dolls. There's still things for me to collect for that. And that's one of those like there's a point where I can't theoretically buy anymore because they don't make anymore. So they'll probably stick around unless I really need to sell something. And then they're probably the worst category because they're also not really worth that much outside of a few of them. I think the gargoyles has been the one I've been looking at where I'm like, there's nothing else to collect, but there's also not any more of them coming out. So I have all the main characters. So they're like, it bugs me a little bit, but not enough to make me want to get rid of them. RoboCop's the weird one where it's just like, I wish they would make more, but they're probably not gonna. I don't even know if I'd buy them, so they're kind of safe. Like I said, when I stop buying certain things, like I said, I just kind of lose all interest. Uh, so it's like I'm not gonna be collecting too much of the figure arts anime stuff anymore. So there's certain things of that I've been slowly getting rid of because it's just like I'm not if I'm not going to be keeping up with it, again, don't need it. Oh, are they coming to Grand Rapids? Ooh, that'd be cool. They were at Motor City, but I wasn't able to go because I was like right when Shin passed away. Yeah, I think they haven't really talked about it too much, and it's been what like two cons, no new announcements, and two of the figures I got announced that were supposed to be released haven't been released. So I'm pretty sure the line's just been quietly killed off. I wouldn't say officially, but more than likely, I would be surprised if we get new stuff for it. It's like that. Dinosaurs, I'm also not too high on probably seeing more of that line either, which sucks. 'Cause at least if we could have got the core family, I would have been pretty happy with it. Yeah, NECA could do a good small soldiers. Although there is a lot of other companies now that I could also see doing small soldiers that I think would be really good. Like Haya, I think could do really good small soldiers because I've been liking their random offshoot stuff. Uh, Jada's another one I think could probably do a good job with that. Ultimate Norman Bates, be a cool one. McFarlane, I think could do a good one. Honestly, I think I would almost like McFarlane to do it because they would maybe keep them more like the old toys, like not try to update them or anything. Like just give us like old copies of the toys. Ooh, if you're going that route, actually, well, Funko gave us that Turbo Man figure a while back. If they did something like that, but with the small soldiers, like gave us like the packaging and everything, that would be kind of cool. So I almost don't hate that. Problem is with Funko, you get like the quality controls a little iffy. But I probably wouldn't open them though. Like if they came in like sweet packaging and were like the size like you see in the movie, I just leave them in the box. Because I think of like NECA, a lot of the other companies, I think if they made them, they would probably be like in normal action figure size. Well, I think a company like Funko would be more inclined to give us them in like the more like 1-to-1 scale. Who's another one I've seen? Uh, like Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat could probably do some solid ones. Because they've been doing like the pumpkin head ones and stuff. Because then that would kind of go with sort of what they're doing. It's sort of like a movie, like a prop thing. That'd be cool. Who had the license originally? If somebody wants to look it up. Had the toy license? Oh, actually, I could probably figure that out myself. I got one of the figures hanging out over here. My one small soldier collectible that I have the diecast set. Oh, it was Kenner, so Hasbro. Hasbro would probably be the ones that could make them. I'd almost be down with that. Again, they would have to be like the old toys. Like Oh, because that's one thing they've been doing a lot is re-releasing the old toys. Hasbro, you got the counter license, you can give it to us. Ugh. Problem is, we probably won't see that for a few more years, though. Because it'll probably be like the 30th anniversary they're going to do it. So that's like 1998. So that'd be 3 more years. That'd be kind of cool. Kind of like what they were doing, like Mattel was doing with the Street Sharks and stuff. I know one place that does some good stuff. Well, actually, I don't think he does a shredder. Because if you look up the prop shop, they're actually a place that I go to because they sell like vintage action figures, but they're a bit of a drive. But they're pretty sweet. And I know the store owner, he makes like movie props style stuff, and he does like a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I know he does a Splinter, he does full turtle outfits, he does a foot soldier. I don't think he does a shredder, but that would be a place to maybe look. But he does really good work. I've been thinking about doing a shredder myself. I'd probably start like 3D printing the parts and then figure it out from there. I imagine trying to find the cape would be a nightmare. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I need to finish losing weight before I could really pull it off. And even then, I'd be hard because I'm a pretty. Even if I was lost weight, I'm still pretty big. I'd almost have to like lose some size. Because just like the nature of my job, I do a lot of lifting and picking and putting things down. So it's just like I've got broad shoulders and chest. So, but it'd be cool. Maybe do Super Shredder. Or somebody's got files for that, be able to print. But like I said, doing a Shredder helmet, I think would be probably where I'd start and then go from there. So I also still need to finish my Lost in Space cosplay. Got the helmet done. Still need to wrap up the rest of it. And Daredevil would be cool. I had a buddy that did the new Daredevil. But yeah. Oh, actually, I just got these not too long ago. Now they're speaking of turtles. Hold on a sec. I haven't hung them up yet because I'm not planning on opening them, so it's kind of hard to do reviews. But I picked up the re-releases of the movie Turtle figures. So I got Splinter, which kind of sucks a little bit because it doesn't have the fake fur. But still a solid one. Eyes are kind of creepy. Actually, the eyes are just weird on all these because my favorite is the Rezar. he looks kind of confused. He looks stoned out of his mind. Like he's off in some enchanted world. But it's kind of the reason why I wanted to pick him up too, because I just thought his eyes were goofy. And then I also got Toka. So currently, I still need to get Super Shredder and the Foot Soldier. I haven't been able to find it. Hey, Bob. Yeah, smooth brain. That's pretty much it. He's just like, I like tortoise. But I picked those up recently. We actually just went and watched the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in theaters. That was great. Took Casey. It was her first movie experience because it was the first one I remember going to see when I was a kid. So I wanted her first movie to be the same as mine. So that was fun. She mainly, because one of the reasons we went is because when we were getting ready to go, I was keeping tabs on it and nobody had bought tickets prior. So we got there, we were the only ones there. So for her first movie experience, she pretty much had the theater all to herself. And she was just using my phone to kind of watch her own thing. And then she was periodically like watching the screen. And it warmed my heart is when when you first get introduced to the Shredder. She's like, "Rawr!" She's like, she knew it was the bad guy. He was the bad man. So rawr. And then when the foot soldiers are breaking into April's apartment, she screamed. So it was good times. Hi, did you come on Change Ninja Turtles? I'd mention decently. Fight Adventure, I guess. No, I haven't seen the 4K Shin yet. Funny enough, it was playing at the theater we went to because we actually had to drive quite a bit, quite a ways to go watch them. And I was like, oh, it's so tempting because I wouldn't mind seeing Shin back in theaters again because Shin was a fun experience at the theater. But Turtles is Turtles. Like the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is easily my favorite movie. No, but it's like she's two. Like, how interested is she gonna really be in watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? So she was watching her one show that she watches on my phone. But no, for the most part, she can talk. Like on my days off, we tend to go places. So there's like a park with a trail that's like a 20-minute drive from my house. We usually go do that on my day off, or we've been going to the beach. Go to the beach. We go shopping. Usually we're playing in the house. Usually the only time she's really on the tablet or on the TV is when I'm like working on my stuff upstairs, like painting. Oh yeah, she might be interested though. She likes Bluey. Oh, as I say, I want to say she liked Bluey. She hasn't been wanting to watch it lately. Yeah, I would like to get her into the movies. That was one of the like my favorite things growing up was going to the movie theaters. Yeah, and even when I got out of high school, we went to a lot of movies. Like in high school, I was at the movie theater probably like every other week. Usually go see something. Like that was also probably the time I've seen multiple of the same movies in theaters because like I'd go watch it with one friend group, and then the next week like another friend group would want to go watch this. Be like, okay, I like popcorn, so I go with them. Or like the girl I was dating wanted to go check out the movie that I already went and saw with somebody else. I'm like, okay. Like for instance, like King Kong. King Kong I saw I think like three times because like I went to see it with some buddies, and then my one friend was like back in town for a few days. Went and saw it with him, and then it was also my wife's our first date was going to see that movie because she hadn't seen it yet. And again, I like popcorn, so we went and saw that. So that was our first official date was going to watch Peter Jackson's King Kong. And then my favorite one was we went and watched The Descent in theaters, and she screamed bloody murder when you first see the creatures on the when they do the night vision scene. You see the creature, and she screamed, and everybody to leave the theater just started laughing. I laughed. I'm surprised we got more. I got more dates after that one, but it was a great time. Like I have fond memories of that one. Also, a really good horror movie. You haven't seen The Descent. The Descent is sweet. It's up there for me. It's some of my favorite horror movies. That one's really good. I don't recommend the alternate ending ones. I think the way it ended was pretty solid. Oh, actually, no, that's a lie. The one ending's pretty good. I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it, but it's cool. It's about these ladies that go cave diving and bad things happen when they go cave diving. So it's got like creature feature. It's got your claustrophobia. It's a good one. It's like that. The Thing. It's hard for me to say Jason because Jason I can't really. It's a horror movie, but it's hard for me to put in that same category because I don't find him scary. But ones that like scared me growing up was like The Thing for sure. Not so much anymore, but The Descent and Paranormal Activity kind of did it for me a little bit. The first one, anyways. I remember seeing that in theaters, and it definitely got the goosebumps out of it. I haven't seen Weapon. I heard good things. Together, I don't think I could do, just because we watched the trailer, and there's like the when you see like the hair and the like around like the eyes starting to fuse, and I was just like, oh. There's certain things just kind of bug me. It's like that when you see like a bone getting broken in a movie, that it just gives me like shivers. I watch somebody getting dismembered, but for some odd reason, like when the bone and then protrudes out of the skin, that bugs me for reasons which I don't understand. But I can watch Terrorizer and watch the girl get sawed in half, no problem whatsoever. It's rom-com mixed with The Fly. Yeah. Great date night movie. Actually, me and Jessica went to see a horror movie not that long ago. What was it? It was House on Eden. It's that horror movie made by a couple of YouTubers. It was better than I thought it was going to be, which isn't saying a lot, but it was watchable. Would be my nicest answer. Like I said, I don't really care for it. There's certain ways I think they could have made the plot a little more enjoyable. Then just the way some of it's shot kind of bugged me too a little bit. But odd choice. She likes them. So I was like, again, I like popcorn. So I'll go. Popcorn, I get free Slurpee refills. Sign me up. Doesn't, like I said, it doesn't take much to talk me into going to the movie theater. At least used to. Now it's like, God, just to go see. Well, the worst thing too is when we went to see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they charged me full price for Casey because it's a special release, so all the tickets are the same price. I was like, she's not even gonna watch it, which is funny because that's an episode of Bluey. She's like, do I even have to pay for her? She's not even gonna watch it. Yeah, it's the only reason I like going to AMC theaters. I get free Slurpee refills. Popcorn's okay. Like the one we go to, the popcorn's okay. If I go to the AMC in town, not nearly as good. No, I think of all the stuff she actively watches, Bluey is the one I actually don't mind watching. I think Bluey is one of those like is a weird one because I almost think it's an adult show that's children can watch safely. Because there's a lot of like some of the humor and some of the stuff going on in the background is definitely like you have to be an adult to catch on to what's going on, and it just kind of adds a bit of enjoyment to it. And then the kids aren't annoying either, right? Like we were when we first started watching it, I was actually kind of excited to keep watching it with her, which is saying a lot because there's some other stuff she's watched that's just like, yeah, Bandit's great. All of them were good though. I think out of all of them, I like Bandit. Bingo's sweet. I think Bluey's honestly my least favorite of the bunch. I like their was it Winton? Winton, the one for Winton. He's cool. It is a big gulp. That is for certain. Again, not sponsored, but it's cheaper to buy a big gulp Coke Zero than buying the bottles, and you get way more. So that's usually what I've been doing. Plus, it lasts all day. Predator figures? Funny enough, I don't have as many as you would think. It's probably the newest one. We got the Feral Predator, which I actually really like. This one's sweet. I was gonna say I'm just gonna stick you right here, but I think you're gonna tank on me if I leave you there. I got a couple of Dutches. I'll just pick you up for some of these. But there's the AVPs. They kind of fell over a little bit. Poor Chopper has been through some stuff. Chopper I've had to repair a few times. Mainly the skulls. The skulls I have issue with. I used to have the Battle Celtic Predator, but I think what had happened was where I used to have all these guys displayed, I think he fell into my garbage can and then it got changed. So I think he randomly went to the landfill on accident. I still have the alien. For some reason, he just disappeared. That's my only explanation. The only two Dutches I have, one's down here, is I have this one. And then I have Jungle Disguise. I have the mud one. The only other one I wouldn't mind getting is him in the red shirts, but I just don't want to pay the prices currently. And like I said it earlier in the stream, I only really buy the creatures. Dutch, I've made an exception because it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, so I don't mind having that one. And then I have a Ripley because I need somebody to be in the power loader. And I don't even have like movie Ripley. It's the Kenner tribute one because I just like the Kenner aliens are my favorite ones. Then we got City Hunter. I have a Jungle, but he's currently not here. He's actually funny enough hanging out on my table out there because I've realized I put him away. He needs to come out. I got the Loot Crate Predator. We have the big Assassin Predator, which is probably my least favorite of the bunch. Also, probably my least favorite just as a figure in general. Because he annoys the crap out of me because the spiky bit always likes to pop out of him. And then over here, because all my video game ones hang out over here, it's not as well lit. But I got the arcade ones still. Because the arcade figures are one of my favorite games of all time. My favorite arcade cabinet of all time, for sure, is the Alien vs. Predator. It's one of those ones I would love to get a hold of legitly. Or even just a cabinet that I could put the thing on. Like, there was a convention, Japanese, like an anime convention we went to, that they had an arcade setup. And one of the cabinets had a bunch of games in it. And one of them was AVP. And I would love to get something like that. Yep, definitely painted to clean. It's pretty much like once a year I'll kind of go through and randomly dust. Sometimes I get lucky because doing these things, I tend to pull things out to do reviews of, so I kind of clean them as I'm doing video things with them. Currently looking, Green Man stuff really needs to be dusted. I did the Turtles not that long ago. Turtles, Marvel, Spawns I haven't touched in a bit, so they probably need something. I can see a Cobweb premiere. Star Wars I've adjusted a bit. Same with the anime. I think actually the top here too I did not that long ago. Ooh, the Wolf Predator? Wolf Predator. I have one. He's been sitting on my table forever because I need to repair him. Because the only one I have is like the OG. Well, they only made the OG one, but I have like a original release that I bought knowing he had some issues, but he had all his parts. And then I got the Pred Alien. He's like hiding in the corner over there still in the package. So I haven't opened it up because I'm terrified to open it. Plus, he came from Japan, so he's kind of got a little special spot for me. Because he's been places. Yeah, the only Hot Toys I got on order is I got the RoboCop 2 stuff. Which I am so excited for that Kane. Kane's going to be great. especially since Kane's like my favorite robot of all time. So I don't mind getting the Hot Toys one, like getting like the best version. Currently, I say I have the best version. Is my Good Smiles Moderoid Kane that I repainted. Actually, did I put the short review up yet? I don't think I did, but he's on like my list of favorite things that I own. Because, like I said, it's easily the best looking one, I think. Plus, I don't need like to toot my own horn, but I really like my paint job for him, how it came out. I purposefully, like I mentioned, because I know I had a couple people complain that he looks a little too clean, but I have him clean because it matches the NECAs that he's supposed to go with. Because the RoboCop and the Ed 209 are very clean looking, so I wanted him not to look out of place with them. And then also looking at the maquette also isn't super dirty, so I kind of went with that. Yeah, that's why I don't buy Hot Toys too often. The only one I have that I actively bought was I have a Battle Angel Alita because I like that movie quite a bit, and it was really the only thing that came out that was Alita. I would love to get there was an old one for the gun toys, but it's kind of way too pricey for me to want to be picking up. Then I got a couple of Resident Evil ones I bought off some people. They're like in varying degrees of good shape. Like the Ada, I gotta get a new body for Ada. Because that soft silicone body is really kind of like damaging over time. So she's one I'm like bought. Well, I got given to me and I need to repair it. But yeah, I have a Battle Angel lead I liked quite a bit. So I'm looking forward to the RoboCops. Because it's another one of those things like because if I buy a figure, I like to try to get everything to go with the figure. And the nice thing is if I'm getting RoboCop, especially RoboCop 2, I just need him and Kane. That's it. That's all I need. I have the movie. We're good to go. Do I have an old model? Nothing too much. The only real model kits I got hanging around is I got a couple of G Gundam ones, but they were high grades. So nothing special. If we rotate a bit, we can kind of go over to that section. Because I think the oldest thing... Whoa! Thanks, Light. I appreciate everything you do, and that everything you do is not standing up worth the damn. Also, what am I backing up into? Oh. Don't mind the garbage bag. I'm currently in the midst of throwing things out. Not that thing, though. Okay. Also, why are you back on the floor? My medieval spawn. He was on the shelf, and I guess he decided he didn't want to be on the shelf anymore. Funny enough, I think he stands the best, but he's like the one figure that is just like constantly on the floor. The oldest one I have, this guy back here. I don't know if I can get him out without messing up everything. Oh, just don't need to murder the other God Gundam. Oh. This guy here. It's the old deluxe God Gundam from G Gundam. But he's an actual action figure. Oh, cool. But I don't have batteries in this guy. But it comes with the sword, the hand things. shift back and forth. So you kind of do the burning. Oh, I do have lights. Okay, I do have batteries in them. Must remember to take them out. And then his shoulders lift up for the guns. I'm trying to remember what all pops up on this guy. I think that was it. I don't think anything really goes on with the shoulder. Little thrusters in the back kind of shift around. But I mainly bought him just because he was super cheap when I found him. He was at an anime convention. I still have his box actually. Now I want to say I got him for like 50-ish bucks. But he's super cool. The only thing that's kind of annoying is like his plastic's not quite as bright as I would like it to be. But yeah, I think he's the oldest, followed by these older Band Presto G Gundam statues. I got a Rain and Allenby when they're getting their outfits. These things were a pain in the butt to get a hold of. I was like actively scouring Ami for months waiting for these things. Somebody to turn those things in. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, they're going solid. The only thing that sucked today is I had to call in today because my ribs just suck. Like I said, I got them taped up right now. I'm going to have to rip the tape off and put some stuff on before I go to bed. Thankfully, the tape is helping. So I know that's my problem. I wasn't sure exactly because I hurt my ribs a long time ago, and they, like I said, they've been kind of like on and off. They bug me once in a while, but the past few days they've just sucked. And then today I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna go to the urgent care, but I know if I go to the urgent care, I know what's gonna happen. So I'd rather just wait to get a hold of my actual doctor, but they're closed on the weekends. So I'm like, what? How about just get some like tape or wrap or something, see how that makes me feel. Thankfully, it did the trick pretty well. That's some ibuprofen. I've been okay today. So, that being said. Yeah, because the rest of my Gundams are all like Gundam Universe for the most part. There's Gundam Universe, some Mega House ones spread out. The only other one is I got a prototype Gundam figure, but I don't think that one is. I'm pretty sure it's not as old as the G Gundam. So I think he's like late 90s, I want to say. I don't know if he's got where his copyrights are. Ah. I wasn't sure they're on his back because this part actually comes out. The little car actually is functional. Problem is, it like scuffs the crap out of the car. Yeah, I don't see the copyrights on them. Usually it's on the feet. They either don't have them or they are hidden exceptionally well. But I want to say he was like late 90s, maybe early 2000s. The Band Prestos are like 2000s ish. They're like a little later. The Mega House prototype, I think, was like 10s. It's in like the 2010s. If I'm not mistaken. Somewhere around there. I could probably get an official number. But I'd have to look it up. Yeah, because in terms of anime figures, I don't got too many that are like super old. I got a couple of Tenchi Muyo ones. I have some Helsing ones that hang out up there that are decently old, that are like the goofy as all get up. I can get a couple of them down. I love these things though. It's like Alucard from the original Helsing series, and then poor Saris. Not the best one. I do have two versions of her because I got this dark colored one, which I love the gun, by the way. The gun's actually sweet. It's actually articulated. And I think it chambers, if I remember right. Like it can, you can load it and everything. And it has a bullet. But like the parts rotate on it and everything. I want to say the bullet comes out. Might be wrong though. I don't know if I got anything sharp and like easy enough to pull this thing out. Yep. The giant bullet comes out of this thing too. It's like one of these weird things. Like the figure looks so bad, but like the gun has like so much going for it that the gun's kind of neat. She, on the other hand, is like very like early 2000s, barely posable. For some odd reason, you can't move the legs, but the feet have a swivel to them. I can move the head a little bit. The paint job is debatable. But these were I bought like a lot from a guy. I saw he was selling stuff on Facebook. There was a couple of things I was interested in, and then when I met the guy, he was just like, he brought a bunch of things, and he was just like $10 a piece. And I was like, well, the things that I wanted go for like 40, $50 a piece online, so I don't mind giving you $10. So I got like a bunch of G Gun or Big O. That's all I got, my Big O random figures. So I have the set of Big O's. Same with the Helsings, because I also have Father Anderson. I got that. There was something else I bought off the dude. It was like Helsing. It was the G. It was the Big O's, and I think like one other random thing. I'm not sure what it is. Oh yeah, technically, the Witchblade ones are fairly old too. Those ones I get a little scared, more scared to show on because some of them have inappropriate things going on with them. So I can't show those ones off very well. I got like a bathing suit Witchblade one hanging out there that her top comes off. I also have a School Days one that does the same thing. I don't have them displayed like that, but it's an option. But I have like the Witchblade ones. Because that was like my first like anime that's like, it's one of those weird ones where it's like, it's got a lot of fan service, but the story, like, but it's kind of how it's worked into the show, at least in a acceptable degree. It's not like Kill la Kill where like the fan service is the show. Like they get better powers because of the fan service, which is also like one of my favorite ones of all time. So it's like Tenchi Muyo, Kill la Kill, and Yu Yu Hakusho. I really like. Newer animes, I would say I've really been liking Dress Up Darling quite a bit. Freerun was really good. Cyberpunk was good. But anyways, I think we've been streaming long enough because we've actually been going for an hour and a half, and I didn't even think we were going to probably stream for a half hour. And I'll be honest, I kind of gotta go use the bathroom, and you guys aren't coming with me. Then probably going to bed. Probably gonna go to the bathroom. Go nay. Double check Casey real quick. She fell asleep. That's why we started streaming. I'm gonna grab my drink.
But anyways, you can always defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a Ranger today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, TikTok, Facebook. Guys, keep up to date with channel. Don't great. If you like to keep up to date with channel and donate, greatly would appreciate it. Should do this over here because we've been watching the Alien series, so we can at least have like some alien representation. If you guys like to pick up some collectibles for yourself, if you guys like stateside stuff, for instance, picking up some of your Japanese import figures, your NECA figures over there, you can check out Entertainment Earth. A good way to help support the channel, especially if you guys are being spending enough to make use of that shipping. If you guys are going to pick up your Hiya Godzilla figures or like your China imports, like your Jada, your Hiya toys, link in the description for Hyatt Calcus toys. You save 6% off your order code Steve Calcus at checkout. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh yeah, we also have an Etsy shop. Bye-bye.